Hello, everyone. This is Databyss, and I'm Jake Reeder, and we got Paul, and we're introducing a new feature that we've just added to Databyss, and basically it lets you export single pages, your bibliography, and your entire Databyss to Markdown. And we'll explain what Markdown is exactly, and we'll also explain how you can use these exports in a program like Obsidian. And just to be clear, we specifically catered the way that these exports work so that they your data and like the organizational structures of topics and sources translate very well into Obsidian. Let's just show you guys what you can do.
For those who aren't familiar with Markdown, it's a way of expressing formatted text in a very readable way using just plain text files. So it's often used in place of HTML for basic text formatting and structuring. So also, we'll talk a little bit more about Obsidian, but Obsidian is a popular app for reading and working with Markdown files locally on your own computer.
Basically, where you're looking in terms of the export is you're looking at these three dots in the right here. And as you can see, there are two choices you have. You can export the page, or you can export everything. So the first thing that I want to just show you guys is what would happen if you export the page. So I will click right there. So I'm going to save that to the desktop, and it downloaded it already. And you'll see it right here. Paul, you can see my desktop as well? Okay, great.
Yep.
So let's get this Nietzsche thing out of here for a second. Okay.
Each was in the way.
Yeah. I will unzip The Man Without Qualities. All right. And I got this folder right here. And then if I go into this folder, you will see three things: S, T, and this Man Without Qualities.md. The .md is the text itself. Okay. And I don't understand these codes as well as Paul does, but these codes can be read intelligently by Markdown programs, applications.
Well, they are human readable. I think it just without the coloring, the text coloration of Obsidian, it's a little bit harder to see. It all kind of runs together. But we'll get into a little bit more about these symbols that it's rendered.
Cool.
When we get into Obsidian. Yeah.
And then the S and T are your sources and your topics. If I, wanted to look over here I can't see just the topics for Man Without Qualities. So
but actually, if you were to share this page, right, just share the page,
right.
It would be the same data. So downloading just the page is kind of equivalent to sharing the page and sending that link to someone. So when you share a page in Databyss or export a single page, it grabs all of the references, the reference entities, the topics, and the sources that are used in the page and bundles them together as a kind of mini collection.
Yes. And it does take sometimes like a minute for the shared page to be active. You see right there? Okay.
Yeah, if you get that login, just refresh. It means it's still publishing.
Right. Okay, so now we have this shared page, meaning it's a read-only that you can share with people. And so it just shows you the topics on that page. And as you see, if we look at this file right here, they are identical.
The same topics. And the sources will be there as well, right?
Let's go to sources here. Yes.
Right. And remind me to bring this up later. When you export everything, you get an additional file in that S directory. That's a bibliography file that has all of the sources in your export. We really should have that also in the page export. I'm realizing.
Oh.
Again, this is like a webinar, so we're going to be a bit informal, and I'm just going to use it to say that that'll be in a future release.
Okay.
Just noticing that that's useful.
Okay.
But you'll see when we do the full export that you get a nice bibliography file as well.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay. So the first thing you can do is export page. You can go to every page and you can export it. So now let's show you what happens if you pull that folder that you exported into Obsidian. And the way to do that, this is Obsidian here. You go to this open another vault, and you go to open folder as vault. And I will look for my man without qualities in the desktop. Let's go here. And we got right here, the man without qualities.
I think it was actually two.
It was two? Okay.
Yeah, because you just downloaded it. Yeah.
Right. And I had downloaded before. Okay. Not now. Okay. So as you see, the three parts of this folder are here. We have the same sources, we have the same topics, and we have the text here. And as you see, Obsidian can read the Markdown and, turn some of these marks into various colors. And I mean, we're not going to teach everyone exactly how to use Obsidian here. Also, I don't know how to use it perfectly. But there is this there's like a read mode, and there's like the Markdown mode.
Edit mode.
Yeah. An edit mode. Yeah. So as you see, they look a little bit different based on how you're looking at it.
And now they just added a feature called live preview where you're in a read edit mode, which is more like Rome, where it's in the preview mode, but if you click on that block, that paragraph, it gets you, changes it to the Markdown. Let's real quick run through what's happening here with these symbols. So the page title turns into a heading, which is one hash. It's a Markdown heading. Sometimes the page title will be different than the file name if it includes special characters. We've stripped special characters from the file name so that they're compatible across platform. Some folks on Windows, might not be able to have certain punctuation.
Yeah, like just for example, in my Databyss, the WOUT is W/OUT without, but we stripped that slash. So
yeah. So if you hit Command and click on that, Jake, it'll actually bring you there. Those are links. Yeah. So you see that we maintain all of your formatting in the actual page heading within the page.
Right.
So let's go back.
Okay.
The locations, which are the light gray in Databyss, have been turned into these bracketed elements with stars to make them metallic and stand out a little bit. What we just clicked on was called a Wiki style link, which is some extra feature that Obsidian has added on top of Markdown to allow this navigation within your file structure. And we took advantage of that to link your topics and sources to the pages. Right.
So one of the best things about our export here is that not only does it save just everything that you typed, but it also saves the organizational indexing of the sources and topics. Meaning if you export many pages, you will still be able to search a topic and see where that topic comes up on every page that you have. And same thing with a single page, you'll see just the entries. You'll be able to look at the entries where one topic is marked in both of those entries.
Let's show that now, even though we only have one page. We'll do it again later.
Yeah. So these are all my topics here. And basically you pull out this thing right here in Obsidian. And so if I click here, as you will see, there are two tabs I have with the topic bourgeois. And we could just go down like this, and There are two with ha. Ha is just when I laugh at something. So I remember there was something funny. This is the description of man without qualities. He is inhuman, for example. His thought and intellect is more original than his qualities, apparently. And then what can we we can click into it as well.
These are equivalent to our index pages.
Yeah.
So actually the translation works really well.
Yeah, it works great. Yeah.
And actually, so you can see all the sources that have been referenced there, but as I was saying, we don't export the bibliography here, but let's take advantage of this and show them how to export just the bibliography. It won't be just for this one page, but how to export just the bibliography from your Databyss. Okay,
right. So so this is one of the other things that we can do now with this export. If you guys have been using our source and citation creation features, you should, in your bibliography, you can have a bunch of different citations all throughout your whole Databyss. And so you can go here and you can go and export the bibliography. Let's save it to the desktop. The bibliography is right here.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can use this, you can import this into, Word or whatever you're using in your writing. And actually, if you open up Bibliography MD again, you'll see.
Bibliography. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
You'll see that we do mark the style that it's exported in. This one's in Chicago. We mark it at the top next to the header. If you wanted it in a different format, you would just change it in that drop down back in Databyss and do export again, and it would change it.
Right. Okay.
Right.
And export. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And I don't know if you noticed, but in we can look at it. Just make sure
Harvard,
not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Different.
For those who are then planning to take it into a system like Overleaf and use LaTeX and want BibTeX style, you can actually select BibTeX from that drop-down menu as well.
This. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then do the export, and you'll get BibTeX, and you can bring that into.
Oh, I just pressed export everything.
Okay. Well, we're zooming ahead to export everything. Export everything. You don't have to click it again, but export everything is available from all of the 3-dot menus. Jake's Databyss here has a lot of entries, so it's going to take a while, and you'll see at the top it says your export is being prepared. We'll download when complete. So we're gonna take a break and come back when it's complete.
Okay. I mean, just to show everyone, you can in bibliography, you can click here for export everything. But also if you're just on a random page, you can click on export everything. We also, just so you see, we have this little drop-down menu up here, which tells you that it's still working, but you can continue to type and work on your Databyss while that's happening. While that's happening. Okay, so we're back, everyone, and I'm going to share my screen. And as you see, the collection is coming through. It's asking where I'm going to save it, and I'm going to save it to the desktop. Okay, and then if I go over here, let's see where it came. Right, the collection zip right here. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to unzip it, and I got collection right there. And so the next thing I'm going to do, just so you guys see how much is in here. These are all my pages. Okay, lots of pages. And where's my S and T, Paul? Oh, I see. Oh, because it's alphabetized. Okay, yeah. So my S is right there, and my T is right there. Okay. So now I'm going to go to Obsidian, like I did before. I'm going to click here to open folder as Vault. And I'm going to go to the desktop and open collection. and I do not want this. And as you see here, I have all of my sources under S, all of my T's under T, my topics, and then these are all my pages. So, you know, with certain topics that I have
a long title.
Yeah, let's go. You know, autoimmunity is something. So I've been looking at, so you will see here, the page, the entry, the page and the entry, and you can also click in. So you can almost use it identically to Databyss with this Markdown export. Yeah, that's great. Anything else? Yeah.
Bibliography at the top of the S folder. Here you do get the bibliography.
Okay. Yeah.
With all of your sources, they're coming through now in bibtext format because that was the last thing that you had selected in the drop down. Yeah.
Oh, so export everything automatically also exports the bibliography.
It does, right? And what I was saying is, I'd like to add it to the page export and just export the sources that are in the page. If you probably won't use bibtext as your main citation format, but actually, if you go into one of the sources, if you do need a bibtext, just one off. If you go to one of the sources there on the left, you'll see that you actually get, if you put in citation information, you do get some
or like here,
bibtext, as well as what would normally be like MLA or Harvard above it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that comes in just with every source. Okay. Yeah. And does that come through when you export a single page as well?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. That's really great. I'm gonna stop my share.
We don't have to show this, but the other thing that we can. That I wanted to mention is that if you do share a page or a collection through Databyss, your users will see the export features, export to Markdown menus within the shared Databyss.
You know what? I can show because I shared that man without qualities, so I can just show real quick. So right here, you can export the page. And so if there's a couple pages, it'll say export everything. Is that the logic?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay. And if I go to bibliography, export bibliography, and export everything. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. Right. So
and if you want to know, if you want to know how to export more than one page as a collection, check out our first webinar, which covered that.
Right. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I hope that was helpful for everyone. And, Databyss, we're chugging away at new features. I think that the newest one we're going to be working on is a Zotero import. So you can
really exciting.
Yeah. Right. And that was
be able to manage all of your sources in Databyss. And we're hoping you can even add local attachments for your PDFs. So you can use it to store your PDFs on your computer as well. In a central searchable way by attaching them to sources in your Databyss. And if you have any thoughts about what we just showed you or anything else, comments, rants, raves, just talk to us on Discord. The link should be, the link is right on our homepage, actually.
Right on our homepage.
Databyss.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.